it goes, so it probably will suck. But anyway, here we go. Jack's on vacation far away, but the boys are here to talk things over. So many things we'd like to say. Lego talk, I hope you're sober. We just want to ramble cast tonight.
Nice.
We just want to ramble cast tonight. And all I hear is Chris's mic. Just
shit! You can hear that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean that.
Oh, it was
My fault.
These are one take nicks or one.
I'm sorry,
one,
dude. I thought that was quiet. I apologize.
It's like a Nick.
Yes, dude. Did you see it?
Of course.
Well, hey,
okay.
Jack's not here.
You guys can't talk about this because I'm gonna go see it tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, we can talk about things.
I assume that
we can knock people away.
I assume that what is on Nick's forehead is referring to a certain movie that both of you saw, and I was like, oh shit! If we were recording Thursday, we could all talk about this. But go ahead, gentlemen.
Before we get to that, I mean, the elephant in the room.
I actually went and bought a shit ton of googly eyes because I was going to put that on there. But then I got the ones that don't have the stick on the back. I was like, God damn it. But anyway,
seeing as we can talk about whatever the fuck we want because Jack's not here to fall asleep.
What were you saying?
I finished the old Back to the Future build.
It looks great.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty impressed with it. It came out pretty cool. Like this thing is pretty awesome. And anybody who's like looked into this set at all knows the feature of like how cool it is to just flip the switch like such, and the wheels turn into the hover wheels, which I thought was kind of really cool. But see this little part right here? Wait, where is it? This little orange piece.
Yeah, that's pretty important, right?
Yeah, they're pretty important. So these are the little brackets that hold together the whole axle, but it's also the bracket that attaches the wheel.
Okay.
Well, as I was on the last page of the instructions, I noticed that I assembled one of them incorrectly.
Ooh. That's gotta hurt.
It hurt a little bit because that was back on like the early stages of the build. So I had to like dismantle without trying to dismantle everything. The axle so I could reattach it appropriately, and I pulled it off without actually ending up damaging anything any further. So, but other than that, I was just a big dummy.
Those axle parts are rare too. Like you don't.
Are they really?
Across those. I know at least for the other one, the original Back to the Future set that they came out with, which what is cool about this one, Chris, is that they also come with minifigs. So this new one comes with
well, the old one came with the same thing, Doc and Marty.
Right, but they're in whoops, I didn't want to put me on here, but these two minifigs are in different clothes.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So
Doc's at the very end of the first film where he's wearing the futuristic clothing, and then Marty is wearing looks like just his normal stuff. It could be from the part 2, but I can't tell.
Yeah. I do like how they have different facial expressions. So this is the here's the Doc from
Marty
part 1.
We gotta go back. Your children are assholes.
Yeah, what do we become, assholes or something, Doc? It's not you, it's your kids.
Oh, this way.
I love all the close-ups on your fingers. I mean, I'm glad that you cleaned.
Yeah.
My fingers are probably not as tidy.
So, that's that was the build, man. It was cool. Like it was probably the most significant build that I've done. No, that's not true. The Millennium Falcon was pretty significant, but
different. Like
different
when you do the car. I mean, I think this I did the Ecto 1.
Now, did the doors open on the Ecto 1?
This one on this side opens, but this one is not. That is solid.
Yeah.
Both of these open.
Okay, good. Because
And-
that was the one issue I
this-
had with. Oh, that's so because it has from the new movie. Yeah.
So this over here has a cool feature where it
Ooh.
pushes out.
The chair. That's cool.
So it has a pop out feature. So
That's pretty rad.
yeah. And then the back, this also opens up. And I can't really talk and show at the same time, but there's a lever. Oh, there's actually another lever that releases and deploys the little robot, or
yeah.
the
RC
the
car.
RC,
Yeah.
the RC. The stuff for the new kids, the new generation.
That was my one issue with the original Ecto 1 was that the doors didn't open, and I was like, "Oh man!"
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
I
still,
know
it's
what you mean.
Still a cool car.
There is a moment when you're
that's
in
so
this
cool.
build, and this build is there was a lot to it, and I felt bad. I had a little bit of Lego guilt, where I told my son, I was like, "Yeah, I kind of wish I would have let you."
Oh, the light! I didn't realize that's so cool.
Oh yeah, that also has the light. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
So,
you can see the flux capacitor inside. That's so cool.
Yeah, what's cool is they repurposed the old grappling hook from the medieval sets,
Uh-huh.
and you put the grappling hook in so that you can't. It doesn't do it justice in this shot here, but if you open the door and do it, perhaps. I don't know if you can see it or not. But there's actually you can kind of see like the shape of the grappling hook kind of represents the flux capacitor, which is kind of cool.
Right.
Which I thought was pretty rad.
Huh.
But yeah, man, it was fun.
Sherry,
Got the old futuristic license plate on there.
Sherry asks, "Does the Ghostbusters car light up when you get near your neighbor's burial grounds?" Haha.
Oh, you know what? Sherry actually sent me an email after, I think it was after last week's show. I don't remember, but sent me some suggestions on how to light up the DeLorean.
Oh yeah, the side lights. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking about maybe doing that. Not anytime soon. I have. Oh, I just broke it. There you go. I gotta stop spending money on shit.
Yeah,
To
no
be
kidding.
completely honest,
It's not cheap. But the Ghostbusters car, I think if you're a Ghostbusters fan, and also if you enjoyed kind of a more detailed build, the steering wheel also moves the front. It connects to the wheels, so
nice.
the wheels move the steering wheel, which is a more detailed build than what you're used to.
You can tell. I mean, you can tell from just looking at both of them from both you guys. Like whoever designed them put a lot of thought into it.
There's a lot of fun stuff with the Ghostbusters, and I understand that it is not inexpensive. I think I got it for $200. If you're looking for like a Lego investment, I mean, all of these things that have specific, like Ghostbusters or the DeLorean, like I think those sets will probably only be around for a year, and then eventually those will be discontinued. And
It depends. Depends on how, because once you get over the 150 mark, those sets tend to not sell as well. Because like you look at like the modulars, which is for everyone out there, that's what I collect, the buildings. The city, I forget the actual title of it, but it's like the city town square area. Like that one was the most expensive one that you could buy. And that one came out in 2016, and you could still get it because it was so much more expensive than the other modulars, because it's basically 3 buildings instead of one big building. And just that one, like I'm saying, like, so it depends on the price. Like sometimes they last a little bit longer because, like you look at the Falcon, the big one, it came out in 2017, I think, and it's still around.
It's still around and it's held its price. But I know that with the first DeLorean, I mean, that was what, 2015?
15, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, once that was gone, it was like the price of it just seemed to
they skyrocket.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say the DeLorean is still sold out.
Yeah, it's been
on Lego.
And then the Ecto 1 is on back order.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like so, yeah, I kind of just one line messaged you guys. Like, I don't know why, just something popped in my head the other day. I was like, I don't think I even own an Indiana Jones minifigure. So I started looking up Indiana Jones sets.
Oh my gosh, those sets!
And those are so expensive.
Really?
Because they did like a whole series right around Crystal Skull when it came out, and so you had like basically 3 sets from the original trilogy each. Like so, you had like the ball chase. You had like the 2 airplanes from Last Crusade. You had a whole bunch. And then you had like 3 sets also from the Crystal Skull. And they're all just like, damn, you got to be halfway nuts to pay for them.
In Indianapolis back in March, they had a Brick World, which is the local kind of collection of Lego enthusiasts in the Midwest here in the Chicago area. And there's a person that was set up and had all of the Indiana Jones and had a huge setup for it. It probably would show better in a smaller area, but it's like they give people these large areas, and most people do trains, and it's cool to see a lot of that stuff. Sherry says, I actually love Nick's flowers on this dining room table. They're very pretty. I was impressed.
Yeah, I got 4 sunflowers in the other day, and I just got on Bricklink to order longer stems for them because in the pot I want to put them in, I want to have them be big. And then the succulents as well as the orchid will be out May 1st, and those are both really cool.
Those look really cool.
Yeah, I think I like the orchid.
Yeah,
I've got the bonsai. I love the bonsai.
The botanicals are really fun. I think the one thing about the botanicals, if you're kind of like a like you don't want to get like a toy kind of thing, and you just want something cool to look at after it's done, the botanicals, because we have one, the Bird of Paradise. We actually have it sitting on our coffee bar, and it's always kind of like we have a little flower that's always there, and some greenery.
Right. Because I don't have any chairs yet for my dining room table, but it just looks kind of boring just being a table there. So that's the main reason why I bought my flowers, was just to put them on the dining room table. I was like, oh, that'll look nice.
That'll look nice with your internet.
Except you guys when I got them, because I wanted my parents for a few weeks later. Like, I want to see what Yeah. But I wanted to see what Mom's reaction would be to see flowers, on my table. Like, why would Nick buy flowers? And of course, she saw them. She thought, oh, did you buy some metal flowers? And I was like, they're not metal, And then she walked in, like, oh my God, they're Legos. I was like, yeah. And then she immediately wanted me to order her a set. So I got a Lego.com and ordered her a box, and I doubt she'll ever put it together, but she wanted some. So I was like, all right.
Look, I know we're not even 15 minutes into this podcast, and Randy's already asleep because we're talking about Legos.
Well, he hasn't commented yet, so he could have. Yeah.
But can I just suggest that the 3 of us make a kind of a Lego Brothers pact where, like, one of us passes away. You
can never have my Legos.
50 years from now. No. 50 years from now. And then I'm at your grave, and then I throw down like a Lego flower.
Nice.
Like
a black rose. Like
I would prefer I would prefer Thor's hammer.
Yeah. Oh, Thor's hammer.
Right
I would put it right on the top. I was just like, for when he wakes up.
Speaking of Thor's hammer, we can transition away from Legos for a hot second.
Sure.
Did you guys see the trailer for the new Thor flick?
I did, and it actually looks good. I still question how in the hell Jane Foster can be Thor.
It doesn't matter. Not matter.
It does matter because, the whole point in Ultron is that no one can lift the hammer. It doesn't matter how good you are, except Cap, because Cap is morally good.
What if? What if opens up a lot of possibilities?
Yeah.
No, that's where they're going with this whole multiverse thing. I mean, does it not make sense that we're going to get some kind of alternate Thor?
I don't think we are. I think this continuing with the regular storyline, because from what you see from the trailer is basically Thor is kind of having a midlife crisis in a way, and that he's done all this fighting and now he's more mellow and is like, what, I'm good.
If Whitesnake doesn't play, is it really?
And here I go again.
And that was Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
No, I know Guns N' Roses was playing. I was just meaning in the movie. You know what I mean? 'Cause I always go back to old school, and when Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, that scene cracks me up. I hope that I'm coming over louder because I think I come across too quiet, and I realized being
I
the
think Chris is
producer,
doing flashes.
Speaker
yeah.
City.
Yeah. That was where Vince Vaughn's store.
Oh,
Yeah, that thing's a piece of crap.
Yeah. Look at the baby. Look at the baby.
Yep. Do I look like a happy guy?
well, I changed the settings on the microphone, so hopefully I'm louder on the podcast. I'll try to be louder.
You sound no different, and you didn't sound bad before. So I'm not quite sure what you're getting at.
All right. Well, when I listen, I'm always like, I feel like I'm always really quiet.
Oh,
you know?
you sound the same to me. But I've never noticed you sounding anything less than good.
Oh, thanks, man. And that's why I'm.
No, it's your microphone. I wasn't complimenting you.
Oh.
I was complimenting your microphone.
And I won't forget to put Lego roses
on your grave.
Yeah, so the Thor flick looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks like it's right along the same theme as Ragnarok, which looks it's gonna be like a ton of fun.
Yeah, same director.
Yep. So
I'm down. Just
so talking about actually before we move away from Marvel, my daughter started showing an interest in watching the Marvel flicks. So decided to have her go through the cinematic release order.
Oh.
I know I'm going to be in here sitting for a while because she's still watching all the other different types of, different movie genres. She wants to catch up with Star Wars. She wants to do Harry Potter. She wants to do Marvel. I'm like, just pick a lane, kid. We'll figure it out. So she's already watched Iron Man 1, which kind of freaked her out. Considerably. Yeah. And then
it's got a lot of like guns.
Well, the opening sequence is pretty intense. Being captured by a bunch of rebels in the middle of the desert and XYZ. So we're halfway through Iron Man 2. I skipped out on the Hulk movie with
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I think everybody needs that movie, but a 10-year-old doesn't need that movie to catch up. That's a great flick.
By the way, if she loved the intensity of Iron Man 1, Captain America with the skin face ripping off.
Oh,
scene.
I know. Yeah. So I'm worried about that because with the whole Red Skull bit, but the first Avenger is one of the best movies of the entire Marvel universe, in my humble opinion.
I don't think it'll age well.
You don't?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I like it. I liked it when it came out, because it was kind of the first. Iron Man really was like a huge leap forward in how to make a comic book movie, and then you kind of got on par there for a little bit in those first few movies, but then you get to Avengers and it took it up another step. But when you actually watch it in comparison to the later films, like nothing really happens, as in they just kind of pop up out of the villains at the end, like they just kind of show up in space, they don't kill anyone, nothing happens, and then they go away, and you're like, well, what the hell happened? But it's still a good movie. I just saying, like, as in action, as in plot, nothing happened.
It's funny you said that too, and not necessarily with regard to Iron Man, but I was watching Captain America rather. I was watching Iron Man 2 last night. We didn't finish it. We only got through about half of it before she had to go to bed. But she made the comment. She's like, "This movie's old." She said that. She goes, "This movie's old." I'm like, "No, it's not. What are you talking about? It's not old." I was like, "Shit, it's definitely old."
Was it like 2010?
10, 11 maybe. I don't even know.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
But she goes, I know it's old, but it feels like it's new. She's like, it doesn't feel old. Like it doesn't seem like an old movie. So she was putting the 2 and 2 together. She's like, this is a 10-year-old flick, 12-year-old flick, but she felt like it was up to standards, So I think that's kind of like the ultimate barometer. Does it age well when my 10-year-old daughter becomes a critic? So far she's digging it, man, which I'm pretty stoked about, because these are a lot of fun movies, and like I really want to see I really want to see the look on her face of the payoff in Endgame. I want to see the look on her face and everybody pops through all the portals and like, but dude, like that's like, Kevin Smith said it best when he was interviewed about it, and he was talking about like how emotional he got at the end of
He gets
Endgame,
emotional
because
about everything.
he does, no doubt about it. But he's so personally invested, and he does a really nice job explaining like how important that scene for that movie was, and how everybody coming back and who were snapped out of the multiverse or wherever. It's just cool. So I'm looking forward to getting to that point, that payoff of seeing her reaction. But
speaking of Marvel, I got it written down here. What are we on? 3 or 4 episodes of Moon Knight now, and I still like it. I still think it's okay. It's done, but it's one of those that it's starting to creep into my mind that like this should have been a movie. It's like you're stretching it just a little too much to where it's like, because you can tell like there's like one good scene in it where it's like, yeah, that's a good scene, and then it's kind of like just drags every episode.
Dude, I fell asleep watching the last episode, and I had to go back and rewatch it. I'm like, I'm with you.
Okay, now
you and I have been on the same page as some shit lately.
and here's the funny thing is that because I went through the Separation show. I'm having like a
Severance.
Oh, Severance.
Yeah. I knew it was an S word. Because of the final on that, I was like, okay, I'm going back and rewatching like these episodes that I felt foggy about, and just seeing all of the dominoes click into place, is really rewarding, whereas I don't know if there's going to be a domino click moment for Moon Knight.
I'm not sure if I fucking care about it.
Right. I mean,
I'm not invested in his character.
It's also like a psychologically disturbing character in the fact that he's 3 different people,
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like there's another person there that's going to reveal themselves.
I hope it. I really
doesn't bode well for
like
schizophrenia, like, as a PSA, like, hey guys, it's okay. I'm the superhero for you. Don't go to sleep, kids.
I don't know. There's just something about it. I don't know. I'm not in love with it, but I don't hate it. I kind of want to watch it to see what's going to happen. But I'm not like, oh my God, I can't wait to watch Moon Knight. Like this last episode, I was like, oh shit, there's a new episode of Moon Knight on like Friday. Like maybe I should watch that.
One thing that my wife, as a outside observer, kind of saw with Boba Fett, and I think with she has no interest in Moon Knight whatsoever. But I think that those shows work, as she said, they work better when there's other characters brought in.
Yeah,
you have multiple, and so now we're just so focused on him and who he is, and good guy or bad guy. It's like you have no. It's like, I don't know. It's like climbing up a sandy hill. Is that a good?
I think one thing I did like about this current episode was I want them to build more on the gods, and I think if they bring them in more, I'll like it.
Yeah.
But we'll just see. But like I said, so far my opinion is that it probably should have been a movie instead of a series. But we'll see.
I feel like we need a Sherpa. We need somebody to help Mark through this, and
Sean Connery's already gone, man. He's not going to show up.
Well, I'll tell you though, speaking about all the different universes, talk about different multiverses. There's another thing that I saw last week. I said to you guys that I'm gonna go ahead and see this movie so we can talk about it. And Nick, I believe you went and saw it as well. So Matt, we're going to do our best to not be spoilery.
We'll just recommend it.
Look, when we talk about the movie, was it Everything Everywhere All at Once? With Michelle Yeoh and Jonathan Key-Kwan, which was so awesome to see Data / Short Round acting again. I fucking loved this movie. Like, it was so good. And if there's anybody who, this is a movie about a multiverse, and shit, they did a better job than Marvel. explaining and demonstrating the multiverse. Like, it was so much fun to watch this movie. It was funny. It was incredibly sad.
Yeah.
Completely fucked up.
Yeah.
And like just wildly like wacky all at the same time.
Yeah.
And the name really is representative of the type of movie it was. It was everything.
I'm really excited about seeing this movie as a lover of both science fiction and time travel.
Yeah.
You know, and
I mean, the best way just to say is if you liked the first Matrix, you'll like this movie because it's not the same movie, but it's in that same vein.
So is this based on a book? Is this like
I have no idea.
Like
I think it's an original story, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's just an original screenplay. Yeah.
Huh.
But it is good. I gave it an A-. It is worth seeing. It is good. You'll be entertained. It's one of those that you get really invested in it, and it's kind of like what we've talked about with The Boys. Like you'll watch something and you'll get really serious, and then you're like, "What the fuck?" Like you're going to get some really absurd scenes, but it all makes sense in a way. Except for there's one scene where I was like, I probably could have done without that, but but still pretty good. But it's funny. I did shed a tear towards the end. It's a good movie. And for anyone who knows me, I'm pretty much dead inside. So for me to shed a tear is like Chuck Norris crying. You know, like it just doesn't happen.
Dude, yeah, I fucking cried.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh.
But remember to embrace the bagel, everyone.
Okay, man.
Embrace the bagel and the hot dogs.
And the hot dogs, yeah.
So I just did a quick check to see if this is a movie was based off of a book or was just original screenplay. The themes are pretty interesting though. So I'm gonna read this quick little production note here. It says the co-directors Daniel Scheinert and Daniel Kwan stated they began researching the concept of the multiverse in 2010 after being exposed to the concept of modal realism in the 1986 film Sherman's March. Kwan described the release of the 2018 film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which also features a multiverse concept, as a little upsetting because we're like, oh shit, everyone's going to beat us to this thing that we've been working on. He also stated watching the second season of Rick and Morty was really painful. I was like, they've already done all the ideas that we thought were original. It was really a really frustrating experience. So I stopped watching Rick and Morty while I was writing for this project. So they actually created this idea
right
before everything else kind of came to fruition. I mean, granted, maybe not necessarily the Marvel universe. It's always been kind of predetermined by the comic books, but never really done on the big screen. But all these other movies coming out talking about the multiverse. And it's just funny that it happens to come out, 2 months before, a month before the Doctor Strange and the Madness of the Multiverse comes out. And for the rest who's kind of catching up, no, this movie has nothing to do with Marvel. It's nothing. Not in the Marvel vein whatsoever. But a damn good movie. My only objection or like criticism, if I could find one, is it's really fucking long. Like it's a long film.
Yeah, like because it's basically cut into 3 pieces, which is everything, everywhere, and all at once.
Like 3 parts.
And at first, when the first part is done,
where's my P part?
It felt like the entire movie.
Yeah, I thought I thought that's a bit short for a movie. Is that the end? And then all of a sudden you see chapter 2, and you're like, oh, okay. Oh. And then when that one ends, you're like, fuck, is that it? And then, you're like, yeah,
but then you're like, oh fuck, I have another whole part. Shit, this is the long. It was like 2.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but it's long. Yeah, but it's not long in a bad way. It's good.
No, but I had to piss real bad.
Yeah. So where's the best pee break?
Probably. Maybe when you get to the in between the part 1 or part 2, likely. Or again. But anyways, the flick's great. So Jamie Lee Curtis is in the movie, which is weird. And Data was in it, and then what's the other actress?
I never remember his name.
Michelle. And you mean Data from the Goonies?
From the Goonies, yeah. Jonathan T. Kwan, like he
not from.
I was watching something like he's actually been in Hollywood for the last like 25 years, but he's been doing a lot of choreography and stunts. Which I didn't know.
Huh.
Well, I wondered how like he could do all those moves he did.
Yes.
I was like, Data can move.
Yeah, so he's actually like a stunt coordinator, I believe, or choreographer in Hollywood. He did a lot of stuff with I think I was reading he did stuff with Jet Li as well.
Oh,
So really cool that he was. But there was an interview about how he felt so like disconnected from what his real true passion was.
yeah. And how have they not brought him back for an Indiana Jones movie?
That's what I was about to say at some point.
I mean, even the fourth one, like, how could they have not brought him back for the fourth one?
Because I think the connection they wanted to do with the fourth one was to Marion, and that makes sense. But I think because you have Marion and his son, but like if they're gonna do it, it should be this one, because if there's anyone that can really, aside from a complete reboot, which I don't think the fan base wants, I think the only successful way if they want to keep making them is to have Data come in, not Data, Short Round come in and almost take over. I don't know how successful it'd be, but like that's the only path.
I think it's one of those things where he's, you have it come in on like he's being hunted and and he like comes to to him, or something like that. Like the trail leads him there, or something. He's trying to protect him, and so. And then, it's like, oh, I'm getting too old for this fucking shit. And then he's like, pass me a joint. Thanks, George. And it's just like George Lucas is right there in the universe of Indiana Jones. And it's like, what? Oh, my God.
Matt, did you get high tonight before the show?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that would be a
Look at all the trees behind him. Yeah.
Well, man, I've been growing my own stuff in the basement.
But yeah, it is a good Everything Everywhere all at once. 2 thumbs up. Definitely go see it. Like Chris said, it does a very good job of explaining what a multiverse is, and it's something it's just like the Matrix, though. You won't wrap your head around it at first, but then you will get it all at once.
But the concept, I think it's been around since like the 50s. The actual concept of the multiverse itself, the scientists that originally theorized this idea. So
it's neat,
yeah. I remember, there was a scientist that was trying to like communicate with other computers through the multiverse. This was like, by now it's just like seems so stupid because it was like 20 years ago where science is. But in theory, it sounds like a cool idea, but was trying to get it so that there was a math equation that other computers within the multiverse would have to link and solve.
42.
So I know, right? 42. And it's like, that would be funny if he was just a huge Douglas Adams fan and wanted to prove that right.
Well, I didn't know that. I saw it somewhere not too long ago that the reason why the answer is 42 is because in the original computer language, 42 is the symbol for the asterisk. And so it's basically the computer's way of saying, I don't know.
Or going to Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah.
Is it an asshole?
True.
Because Kurt Vonnegut is notorious for making the asterisk symbol in his works as being the asshole.
Nice.
So, yeah, I can't remember if it's Cat's Cradle or what was the other one? Slaughterhouse 5, if it's in one of those. But anyway.
And then another show I kind of wanted to recommend. So in a happy accident, when I was recommending the movie The Outfit a few weeks ago that Jack watched and liked as well, Dennis misunderstood me saying The Outfit for The Outlaws, or just Outlaws, which is a Stephen Merchant show on Amazon Prime. And it's only 6 episodes, and it's about a group of people that are doing community service instead of going to jail. And it's all characters.
You had me at Stephen Merchant,
right? But they're all different kind of characters from different backgrounds, all doing community service, and of course, there's other stories involved in it. And it's a cute little 6 episode series. Yeah.
I think what's clicking into my my brain right now, and I'm just so like dumb. Okay, yeah. I'd been listening to the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast. He has a different guest on like every week, and he just had Stephen Merchant on, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Who's talking about that show?
Oh, was he?
yeah. So it's like, oh, okay,
Well,
yeah.
it was weird.
I really need to fucking watch this.
It was weird because I'd never heard of it until Dennis said it, because he thought that's what I recommended, and I was like, why have I not heard of this show? And even fuck, I forget his name.
Mike.
He was also in Severance, the older guy that retired.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, I was like, man, Christopher Walken's busy. He's working like a storm.
Yeah, he talks about that and about how he was really worried and nervous because they shot this during COVID, restrictions, and he's like, I don't want to be the person that gets like 78-year-old Christopher Walken COVID and then he dies. Like he's like, I don't want that on my hands. So I thought that was a funny remark from Stephen Merchant. He is, what did he say? He's 6'7". And so it was interesting because he was talking about height with Conan O'Brien, because they're both really
they're about the same
tall.
height, yeah.
Well, Conan O'Brien's 6'4".
Okay.
Which I'm but then he's got that lift on his hair.
That's true. His hair makes me look taller. Yeah. Chris stalked him in the bathroom at Comic-Con.
He's had like toilets made and like beds. Stephen Merchant's had beds extend like
it makes sense.
Because he's at that height.
That's why I bought a California King for my bed, because I've always had just regular length beds, and I'm 6'2", and my whole life my feet have always hanged off the bed.
Right.
And so you get to a point where you're used to that. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it now and sleep like regular people with my feet on the mattress. And
I don't like to have my feet uncovered. So I like to have my feet in a warm pocket. So I
love the warm pocket myself.
I'm a tucker, like some people are like, no tuck. And I'm like, tuck the blankets in.
All right.
I want to make sure that it's a Seinfeld. We're missing Jack, because he'd be like, yes, that's the one.
You know what we're actually missing though?
Oh, a commercial break.
Break me up a piece of that.
So speaking of Jack not being here, I can't help but remember him mentioning, was it last week or maybe a previous show, when I first started talking about getting solar panels, and he was talking about how he wanted to go up and do it himself.
Okay.
Like a DIY solar panel system on his house. Well, I'll tell you, after 7 months of waiting, and presumably COVID-stricken industry, I finally got my solar panels installed.
Woohoo!
On Monday and Tuesday. They just finished it.
So they're done.
It started yesterday. It's all done as of today. I'm just waiting for permits and approvals from not permits. I have the permits. I'm waiting for sign off from the state, from the city, and the electric company to then turn it on to allow me to sell power back. I currently have a fully working autonomous system that is closed loop to my house, but not connected to the utility yet. No. But man, Jack was saying how he wanted to do that shit by himself.
Yeah, do you think he could do it?
I watched a crew of like 8 to 10 guys here.
8 to 10 guys, yeah.
I'm legitimately 8 to 10 guys, and they do that because they want me able to do it in one day, 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, 1 or 2 days. Okay. So
holy shit, no way, Jack. Right. Like you are not going to be doing this setup. Like I was really impressed with the job that they did. I mean, I was trying to load my pictures up on my computer, but I'll just pull them up here on my phone. So here's the final product. My house looks black in this picture, which is kind of weird. But I'm going to zoom in. I can give you a little corner. Like, it is clean as fuck.
Yeah,
like how they put it on, right? So that's my main roof, and then that's over my bedroom. I've got 2 more panels up there.
Nice.
But I was super impressed because the install, there's no conduit, interchanging from one group of the panels to the other to my to my what do you call it, the inverter. All the conduit run, they just built access ports into the roof, and they snaked the whole thing down so it's all hidden. And then there's one conduit that goes down the back of my house that connects to
Right. So
the power wall.
they drilled multiple holes
that's not
into your roof.
just a refrigerator. That's
the Tesla battery.
Tesla.
Yeah.
That's the battery.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at that little cute little dog. Is that the bugger that got out?
Yeah, that's what it'll do. So they have access ports. They go into the roof. It's all like weather sealed and whatever. And it's all clean. And the only conduit it's visible is the one that's on the upper corner of the actual, what do you call it, power wall. And then inside the house, they routed the entire thing across the other side. So that's like smack dab in the middle of the back of my house.
Yeah.
Whereas my circuit breaker is actually right next to me, which is probably a good 50 to 100 feet linear of like conduit going around my house. That's the only cabling inside. You can hardly even see it. But the other big deal is they actually
feel it.
Oh yeah. They had to upgrade my service, so I had to get a new circuit breaker panel. But they couldn't put it where it was because it was going to be against codes change. So it's
codes.
actually
damn people trying to push their standards.
220, 221, whatever it
I'm
takes.
going to pull up my camera real quick so you can see it.
So let it be known let it be known that Chris's name tonight says, "Not easy being green. It took 7 months." I just want to say, I'm the one green. So jealous, so cool that you're getting it. You're getting it done.
Oh, for a second I thought Jack was joining. I was like, wow, no.
And joining us live is Chris 2.
Number 2. It's the multiverse version of Chris.
Yeah, so Chris, look at that picture. So.
I forgot how to flip the camera.
Oh, that's
oh, here it is.
You can always
camera back. Camera.
Just do one of those.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh.
So they actually had to put it into my wall over here.
That's
Where
the Legos were gonna go.
No, those are over here.
They're gonna melt now from all that electricity.
Oh, the heat, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like the bonsai.
Does it generate 1.21 gigawatts?
9.8.
By the way, for the viewers at home, it looks like a very creepy, like dark, illuminated, like it's like spooky. This is the oh wow.
There we go.
Look at that electrical box.
It's the Lego shells filling up pretty quick.
Filling up pretty quick there, mister.
Anywho,
pretty cool though. I mean, I know at some point I'm probably going to do the same thing, and I want to get the Tesla because you can actually cut from this the grid if you want to. At least
that's what I have.
And really, you can cut from the grid with the Tesla thing.
Yeah, like that's
from my phone.
Yeah. So it's the only one.
Nice.
Like all the other companies that do the solar panels and stuff like that. Like the whole point of what they're doing to make it cheap is so they can take the power from you and put it back into the grid. But the Tesla one is, as far as I know, is the only system that if you wanted to, you can completely cut from the grid and be self-sufficient on your own solar.
That's what I want to do.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. And I know, Elon Musk, I mean, he's, he is what he is as far as a personality, but I'm investing in Tesla. I've begun to dabble in the stocks. I've said, what if I take a little money and just sprinkle a little here?
Well, that's what I mean, like just a little bit, just like
Sorry,
you
are high.
No, this is the drink, the drinky drink. This is I've been drinking Maui Mule. It's a local thing by Cardinal Spirits. Passion fruit, ginger, and vodka. So for all you kids out there,
you're just jumping characters here.
And you went a couple different wardrobe changes there.
Thank you for I'm always so pleased that this is recorded and just goes out to the universe, you know.
Yeah, man.
And one of
You
these
shit
days,
in your own bed quite a bit.
I do. I feel like my kids are eventually going to find their way back to these and be like, after
Yeah,
or my great great grandchildren, as I've been doing all this genealogy, they'll be like, oh, it says here he was a podcaster.
Well, as long as the server's still up.
I was looking at some of my history lines and what have you, and there was somebody that was a cigar manufacturer, which I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting, because most people are, it's like, okay, came over here from Germany, you got some farmland, you became a farmer, good for you. Okay, you're a farmer, you're a German farmer,
grow that wacky tobacco.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you're a cigar manufacturer in Cincinnati, whoa. So, but that's also the side where I can't quite tell if there was somebody that was 13 or 23 that had a child. So I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Back then, yeah. You never know.
Mm-hmm. That old Casper Meyer, he's in question.
It just happened to my sister's husband's. It's not like blood law, but like it's like his in-laws' brother or something like that. Like that guy had like 5 kids. And his oldest is his daughter, who's 15, and she just got pregnant.
Oh,
and it was like the gossip, and you're like, oh, I can't imagine like being a dad, and like my 15-year-old daughter says, "I'm pregnant." I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Damn.
I mean, I know it happens.
Yeah, my daughter, by the way, 15 now.
She's 15 now. Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know. So it's crazy times we're living in, people.
Didn't it? Shit. What were we gonna talk about? Oh yeah, just speaking of just the times we're living in, the technology. Like I know I messaged you guys about it. So I got my big TV installed in my basement, and I'm slowly kind of unpacking all of this stuff from my youth.
Emotional.
Baggage? Yeah, that too. That's always getting unboxed.
That's what this podcast is all about.
There's lots of layers there to go around. That's what exactly. The podcast, the dedicated listeners know how many layers there are to Nick.
I only drink as a defense.
Exactly. But some reason I went with the PS2 for the first gaming system to be put into the TV.
That's right. Okay.
And I wanted to see if the picture would be good on a 78-inch TV. I was like, and it actually did look pretty good. I plugged it up, powered it up. You had the memory card in the old PS2, but then I got, when I put the first disc in, got the old disc era code, which is very common for the PlayStation 2.
Especially for that era.
This is old technology. But I was like, how do I fix this? Like, I didn't know. Did I freeze? Yeah. I'm sorry. But I kept going.
This is happening.
Yeah.
Chris is just smiling.
We just let it run. We let you run with it. Just keep going. You're on a roll.
Fine,
keep going, buddy. Your PS2 is just like your internet. Got it.
It's just like my internet. Yeah. But anyway, you couldn't read the disc. And so I was like, thank God for the internet, because I just Googled it. I was like, disc error code. And basically I had a YouTube video step for step how to fix the problem.
Wow.
And, I had to cut the
sorry, that was not being sarcastic.
Wow. I had to cut the, you avoid the warranty if you cut this tape. Yeah. I'm like, warranty on a PS2,
Yeah,
but
out the window now.
But yeah, I cut it, opened it up, cleaned the fan, cleaned the laser, everything about it, and then put it all back together, fired that baby up, and played me some Dark Forces. And
that's amazing.
I thought it was neat.
I mean, this is like on the level of like taking a car apart, and replacing the.
I mean, it's like it's a mini computer, pretty much. And, and it's been boxed up in storage for 17 years. It had not been turned on, and the fact that it just fired back up and just needed a little bit of cleaning, I was like, that's awesome.
That is exactly what she said.
Has been turned on in 17 years.
Nice.
Sometimes you got to blow the dust off down there, get it fired up, and
spins that disc nicely.
Get that puppy opened up. I mean, you're gonna avoid the warranty, but at this point,
exactly.
Dude, I was that screenshot just said it shows me how much those games how poorly they've aged.
Yeah.
Like in comparison to today's standards, man.
Oh
But
my
that's, I mean,
gosh.
that's what. But you could tell like a big difference between the original PlayStation games, which is what that is. The Dark Forces is a original PlayStation, but playing on a PS2.
Right.
Compared, because I remember, one of my favorite series back then was called Medal of Honor, which was a World War II first-person shooter game.
Mhm.
And the original PlayStation ones, there was 2 games came out for original PlayStation. Those it took me months to beat them because there were so many levels, so many missions on those games. But then when they went to PS2, they sacrificed game content for graphics. And yes, the graphics are better, but you could beat the game in a week.
Right.
Yeah, that's always a shitty combo. So yeah,
but
no, I know
then,
exactly what you mean. So.
But then look at today. Like I kind of refuse to play that game where it's like, oh, you buy the disc for $60 and you get like the first 2 levels, and then you have to buy the rest of the shit online. You're like, motherfucker. And so
that's not really the case, though. You're looking at subscription models for like extra seasons. Like most of the games you buy today, if you're paying money for a game, you're getting the game. You're just getting like, okay, do you want to continue this on for more stuff? Because that's how these companies are making so much. That's why you haven't seen Grand Theft Auto,
right?
GTA, whatever version or episode it's on,
7 or 8. Yeah.
It's literally been the same game for 12 years, right? Or 11 years.
But it's just so laughing about titles of what that could be.
But they're ridiculously popular for all the add-ons that they can sell to it.
Right.
Why release another game if you can just sell the same content over and over and over?
Grand Theft Auto Space.
I
mean, it worked for Fast and the Furious. Why not?
Well, the game I was thinking in particular was the new Star Wars fighter game, which I can't remember the name of it, but like you get the first 2 levels with it because it was mainly designed. Yeah. It was designed to be an online game, because you're fighting with a squadron. Right. It's squadrons, that's what it's called.
Yeah,
Star Wars Squadron. So you get the first 2, and then you're supposed to from that point on with your account, like you can get access to more levels. But it's just like, well, I don't want to do that.
Well, that was free though. Like you got to do that for free. You didn't pay for that.
No, you paid for the game, the disc. And it was cheaper. It's only like versus the 60 for most games. I think it was 25.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh. Anywho,
I want to play the Star Wars Lego game. I'm worried that I would be sucked into it.
Sure.
And I would never get my time back. So
that's what video games do.
I know they look amazing, and so I've actually been down the wormhole of like an art project, and so that tends to kind of like keep my like when you start on something and you're like, oh, I want to get to that, I want to keep going with that thing, I want to fix that thing. So, and it's taken some of my attention. What's up?
Little blue pill.
He said you wanted to fix that thing. I said little blue pill.
No, I don't know. Fix the thing that whatever the drawing project is. So,
I just derailed Matt.
You did. You really
kicked him right off the rails.
I was like beep 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 boom. This is Matt. I'm doing my thing now.
Dude, now I forgot what the sound it makes when he dies. Yeah.
Help me! I'm dying from a mushroom. I ate the wrong fucking one.
What the fuck?
Mario, when he gets the mushroom, like it hits him, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And then he dies. He we got to end this podcast soon. I've had way too much.
Yeah, we know.
It's a lot of tension. Over here.
So I got a little list here of all the stuff coming out in the next few months, and I'm super excited. I've already told you guys like some of these, but so Better Call Saul, the last season started yesterday.
Oh, have you caught up on that yet?
No, because I have Hulu, so I have to wait a few days before I get the stuff. But I think I can access it. Maybe
I know one thing I'm going to watch after we get done here is that Stephen Merchant show.
Yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot. But April 22nd, we have The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the Nick Cage movie where he gets hired,
Oh,
That
yeah.
just looks fun.
Mm.
April 24th, we have Barry season 3.
I just rewatched Barry in preparation in preparation for season 3. I'm really excited. So
Yeah. April 29th, we have Ozark season 4, part 2. May 6th, we have Doctor Strange. Sorry if I'm boring anyone with my
No, it's
no,
good. Keep going.
You're doing better than I can right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's other stuff I've written down that I'm just going to give a chance to because, like, Amazon on May 20th, you have Night Sky, which I can't remember what it's about. Apple TV, May 20th as well. You have Now and Then, which looked pretty interesting to me. Of course, May 27th, we've got 3 major things coming out. You got Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, can't wait.
Stranger Things, season 4, part 1.
Wait, when does that come out? Same time?
May 27th, same day.
Really?
Wow.
And Top Gun Maverick as well on May 27th.
Yes. I'm probably most excited about that. Well, that and Obi-Wan.
Yeah. May 31st is the return of Lego Masters. Which
Wait, what? When?
May 31st.
May 31st. Okay. This is good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my kids about that.
Yep. June 3rd, The Boys season 3.
The boys are back on TV.
June 10th.
A lot of shit.
Yeah. June 10th, For All Mankind season 3.
Ooh, going to Mars, baby.
Yep. As well as June 10th, we have Peaky Blinders, the final season.
Never saw any of the Peaky Blinders.
They're good. They're good.
Yeah.
June 10th, which I don't really care, but Jurassic World Dominion. June 22nd, the return of the Umbrella Academy season 3.
Never saw any of those yet.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Jack's favorite movie, June 24th, Elvis. June 28th is Only Murders in the Building season 2.
Ooh.
Yeah. Cha-ching.
And by the way, that Elvis flick looks pretty fucking great.
And if you have not watched Only Murders in the Building, do it.
Yeah.
Binge the shit out of that show. That was fun. So,
and then that'll kind of get more far apart, but July 1st is the return of Stranger Things, part 2 of season 4.
okay, because
they're
they're doing that in two
bag,
parts.
like split it up into two halves. This
what a dick move, Netflix!
Yeah.
Just because you lost subscribers.
There's a couple other series I wrote down to give a shot to. Amazon, The Terminal List, which is with Chris Pratt, where he's like an ex-Marine or ex-Navy SEAL or something. Apple TV, The Blackbird, which I don't remember what that's about, but I wrote it down, so it has to be something good. July 28th is Thor, Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
July 29th, I saw the trailer for this. I'm sure Chris did too. Bullet Train with...
that looks awesome.
It looks good, with Brad Pitt. Yeah,
Brad Pitt and a cast of others. The guy from Atlanta.
I don't care what anybody says. He is good. He is good.
Yeah.
What?
What?
What do you say there, bud?
Basically,
Keep going.
It kind of has like a John Wick vibe to it. Like he's an ex kind of like thief, hitman kind of guy, and he's basically out. They're like, oh, like do this one job. It's just a briefcase. It's easy, but like there's lots of other people that do what he does all after the briefcase. So it's just fighting on a train. So it looks pretty cool. And then August 21st, we have the return of Game of Thrones with House of the Dragon.
Ooh, are you looking forward to this or no?
I think, I don't know if I'll podcast about it, but it is an interesting story in the Targaryen history because it's the story of when the dragons are at their peak and everyone has a dragon, and then after this family feud, there are no more dragons.
Shit! So we're gonna see dragon deaths,
dragons upon dragons. Yeah, and it's gonna be. It should be. If they do it right, it'll be a badass story.
All right,
but hey, anytime you can have more dragons, I'm really down with that. I mean, that's like one thing about The Hobbit that I really, it's like, oh,
there's only one.
Yeah, but it's a dragon. It counts, man.
Smaug.
It's a cool. I like how they did that.
I agree with Miami Mike. That was a quick turnaround for Only Murders in the Building. Yeah, it seems like season 1 just came out. Yeah,
but I don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Who's complaining?
No one.
Apparently Mike is.
I forgot about Stranger Things, and I'm surprised because
It's been so long. Yeah,
they have not been like advertising. Usually, when you have something like releasing within a month, you're gonna have like a press junkets all over the place talking about it. But no,
Yeah, Netflix actually already announced that Stranger Things is canceled after season 5.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Wait,
wow.
what?
Yeah, I mean the Duffer Brothers have said they originally only wanted to do 4 seasons, but they managed to get 5 seasons out of them. But they basically that was it. It's a hard stop after 5 seasons. It's done.
Right. But I mean, so is there new news here that I'm missing?
No, it's just that I was looking at the list of shows that have been officially canceled, and Stranger Things was one of them.
Was one of them
because it
yeah.
has. But it says that like,
but it's not
officially
like
canceled Stranger
canceled though.
Things.
I mean, it's like
it's just it's
like,
ending. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They call it the same thing because it's just they're canceling the renewal.
Thanks for your BuzzFeed comment there. You had my brain all at Twitter. So
what are the odds in that? Yeah.
What are the odds?
They keep fast forwarding to different decades. It's going to get old.
Yeah. But like this one does that, but
does it well.
I haven't watched the trailer for the new season yet, but this one, from what I gather, has got a lot of late 80s feel to it because they have a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street.
They're trying to hold on to our demographic.
Yeah,
no shit. It's weird. It's is this the last time that we'll be relevant, that people will give a shit about the 80s, because it'll just move into the 90s and we'll be like, oh, I'm still kind of relevant, and then it's like
it's weird how because I'm sure you guys think of it too, about what is old to us versus what's new to us.
Mm-hmm.
And up until now, all the Marvel films have had pretty classic rock songs in them that that are coming back around. So when I saw the trailer for Love and Thunder and you have Guns N' Roses in there, I'm like, oh, good. They've kind of got like a modern. I'm like, oh shit, no, it's not.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I know that song.
It's the same thing with that I mentioned about the Batman, which is now on HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, you can watch the Batman that I got the movie theater experience for. But again, Nirvana, so it's like we're like, are we gonna get some Radiohead happening in some movies here soon? Because I mean, there's some really good Radiohead out there. Is that late 90s? When are we gonna get some late 90s music? Is it just gonna keep cycling up? Is that what happens with classic rock? So
yeah, I could definitely see High and Dry being in a movie.
Yes, Mike. Chris is struggling over here.
I've been getting I get all congested at nighttime recently. Allergies, Northeast allergies are the fucking worst. But every night after 9 o'clock, I started getting brr, and my eyes get all watery.
Man, that's
stuff.
Oh, so cool, dude.
I would like. Money Mike says watch Yellow Jackets. I would like to, but that's on. It's one of those stations that I refuse to pay for. It's on Showtime, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because they show
Star.
breasts on there.
No, it's just I don't want to pay any more money. It's like
I just want to apologize for the title of last week's podcast. There was some miscommunication, and we didn't mean for it to say Ramblecast. We just wanted it to say porn. We were trying to get as many hits on that as possible. So
did it work?
Look, I'm just saying, someone drew adult-themed cartoons during the podcast, and we did not have a warning label. And just saying.
Okay, that gets me to probably Chris's favorite segment, which is thanking our patrons. And I just want to say,
don't fucking have me say your shit. You guys had your own.
Mea culpa, Maggie.
Looks like a blue meanie almost.
I don't know. This was a previous drawing.
I can't read that one for you. That's
your apology. Yeah.
Okay, mea culpa, Maggie. I'm sure. Sorry.
12 Hail Marys.
If damn good show. Okay, so Chris Doran weighs in on Yellow Jackets. Damn good show. If you like what we do, and unlike Randy, who didn't send in an email this week, thank you for no more scissor shit jokes. Send us your emails to rcadcast@gmail.com. Rate and review the show. We would appreciate it. Even more so, go over to YouTube and subscribe. We're so close to that Christopher Walken special. A couple other
Hey.
patrons that make this show possible, and I know there was more that Nick wanted to talk about because Nick's like, "Oh, guys, this was my bro time, man."
Young Luke, your father, he wanted you to have his lightsaber when you were older. I don't know.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Your
That
father,
was like a mix between fucking what's his name? Ben Affleck and Christopher Walken.
I got you. Yeah, almost like a little bit too much Southie accent.
It's a little Southie Walken.
Yeah.
All right, put it back up there, Matt. Sorry about that.
These are all apology themed.
Atonement tag. Wait, what are we apologizing for again?
I don't know. For me fucking up the names every week.
For him drawing pornographic material last week.
Whatever I did on the last podcast or any podcast ever, I am sorry. So why don't you just go ahead and
ease on down, Eckhart?
That does not sound like an apology to me. That sounds
You're right.
Like,
it is
sounds,
not. It is not an apology. But I did have this imagery in mind of the ease.
You had some imagery in mind, all right. Yeah.
I was thinking about the hitchhiker kind of guy, like from Crumb. I was thinking of
Chris and I. You see that award over there? Chris and I have seen a lot of shit, and you don't get that award without knowing how to stop. Never mind, you'll get it one day. That's definitely the oddest scene from that movie is what happens with those awards.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
understandable Ed.
I don't get it.
I don't understand this one either.
I was thinking it not normally understandable.
I was thinking Ed was saying like, "Hey, it's understandable. It's okay." Like Ed's a cool guy. He's just like saying this about me apologizing to Maggie.
It's just great.
By the way, I made these before we.
Oh, you made these sober. Okay.
Yeah.
Joanne amends. Oh wait. So we started off as an apology, and then you're just fucking barking orders at them now. Like that's just you're just telling them what to do.
Amend. I was Joanne.
Fucking amends now.
Okay, fuck
sons
this.
of bitches. It's understandable.
I hope that some people enjoy listening to me, or us as a unit, or the show. If you do. Please send us your email and let us know. Do I sound better this week? Do I sound shittier? Do you like it when I drink less? Do you like it when I drink more? We want to know. These are the polls that we don't want to put out there, But John, the retired guy who has not commented at all, just chimed in and said, "Just roll the credits already." This was a great show. It was 1 in a million. We miss you, Jack. Sorry you couldn't be here. Apparently, grandchildren take it out of you.
Yeah, they do. Good night.
Hasta luego. And
Matt's going to rehab.
And that's our show.
Yeah.